The story begins as it is mentioned that 4 rulers unite to govern this continent. The Red Allegro royal family, founded by ancestors from the Matapu region. The Grand Duchy of Fuller of the Qing dynasty, founded by an ancestor who was a Margrave. The Sarahan ducal family in gold, ruling the independent city-state of Bulan. Finally, the Red Dragon ducal family in black, a lineage with dragon hybrid heritage. And the cursed 4th daughter of the Allegro family, which is the protagonist. If a child is born with white hair and red eyes, something bad will happen. If that cursed child laughs, the kingdom will shed bloody tears. Even if the child becomes a ghost in the future, she will curse the kingdom. She was the right person for this endless prophecy. Our protagonist was born as an illegitimate child of the Allegro royal family. She grew up being criticized, even by her family. No one tried to kill her directly. Instead, she was imprisoned as soon as she was born. And reluctantly, her father, Whittaker, came to see her once in a while. Her father told her to be a good girl. She really tried to be a good girl, but the only thing that she wished for was her father's warm touch. She questions being a genius in a situation like this. Is not it a bit too much? Her father, with a sense of astonishment, asked her if she was sure that this is what she wrote. He patted her on the head as he mentioned that he only thought of her as a burden to the kingdom, but realized that she is no ordinary child. She was pleased to receive her father's attention that she had always dreamed of. He told her that if she did well in the task he assigned her from now on, he would allow her to go outside when she grows up. She was very excited to know about it as he told her that she should keep on behaving well. She responded that she will do it like this. After that day, she became the shadow of the Allegro royal family. A person tells her to go quickly as she curses him in her mind. Her father made her make the royal family's secret ledger. She found herself as a true genius for connecting all of it like this. Considering how she decorated the ledger, one might say that it is an art form. And she did it again so perfectly. She wonders to herself how she was able to accomplish all this. The dungeon she was staying in was a place used by cursed ancestors like her. He mentions that they may have left this world, but their books and materials remained intact. Since she had nothing to do, she read and reread it all. She studied every day to be praised by her father. Sometimes she vaguely remembers someone talking to her in a dream. And strangely, after dreaming, everything that was difficult became clear to her. She was a little happy back then. Her father saw her intelligence and thought how wonderful it would have been if the talent of this woman had been owned by his sons. He was shocked to see her intelligence. It is stated that the first son is stupid and the second one is weak. The third son had some talent for magic, but he lacked magical power. Her father wondered if he could forcibly take her talent and give it to his son. Her father began researching by taking her talents and giving them to her brothers. And around the time she turned 21, her father thanked her for her hard work so far. He told her that they should go to a nice place together today. As she followed behind him, her father put his plan into action. She screamed, asking the guards to let go of her. She told them that if her father finds out that they are doing this, he will not stand by quietly. She suddenly flinches as her attention turns towards her father. He told the guards that it is very noisy and thanked them for their hard work. They responded that there is no need for it as the glory of Allegro, they must do it. Our protagonist wonders, what kind of nonsense is this? Allegro has actually been married to a demon. That means that demonic blood flows in the Allegro royal family. To keep it a secret, a child with the appearance of a demon was raised in hiding all his life. Silvery white hair, pale skin, and they are killed when they become adults. Her expression is filled with fear as she wonders if that rumor was true. She wonders if all the ancestors who left behind their books were murdered like her. She kneeled on the ground as she questions why her. Tears falls down her eyes as she mentions that everything he asked her to do so far has been done perfectly. She told him that she did better than her older brothers. She grabs him as she questions why does he hate her so much. She tells him that even if she has the appearance of a demon, she is still his child. Questioning, cannot he just recognize her as his daughter? He remains silent before he takes a step back, telling her that he has never had a child like her. He tells her that he fed and clothed her because she was useful, but now she wants him to treat her like a real child. He tells her that it seems as if she's misunderstanding something. He tells her that it is a sin for her to be born into this family. She trembles as it turns out that she was taken in like that and literally became a lab mouse. She asked for help, telling them that she will do anything. She realizes that her body is gradually losing strength. She begins to lose conscious as she wishes to run away from here. She is aware that she was born as a cursed child and she lived a life of mistreatment. But still, there's a part of her that still wants to live. She thinks that if there is a God, then anywhere is fine. Just let her go. And when she came back to her senses, she was 5 years old. She finds herself inside a dungeon as she shouts that she asked God to let her go anywhere, questioning who wants to go back in time. She states that in this case, being locked won't change anything. The goddess responds that she is busy, leaving our protagonist speechless. She hears someone questioning if it is true that a banquet is being held in Red Dragon. The other question was not that a place like a legion. He responds, what is the use of it as men cannot even go to see it? They are boasting about being half-blooded dragons. The other one asks, is not entry here prohibited? She is aware that this is definitely the voice of her older brothers who abused her. They unlocks the dungeon gate as she tries to hide behind the bed. The red-haired brother asks her if she is a fool as what will change if she hides there. He states that even a bird brain might be smarter than hers. He tells her to get over here as they are going to beat her twice as hard. He takes a step forward and slips, ending up falling on the ground. She begins to laugh as he shouts if she dared to just laugh at him. He asks her if this will make her come to her senses and if she wants to die. She questions what is he saying, as she smiles and tells him to go and die. She is aware this is the leisure of someone who has already died once. He wonders why is she so rebellious today. He thinks that from where he knows she could not even talk. He's aware that if he steps out here it would be a disgrace. He shouts at her and curses her, questioning if she wants to die. He asks her, how dare she say that to him? He suddenly notices blood and falls calling for his mom. The other brother tells him to be quiet, mentioning that if he keeps doing this their father will find out. She calls him a pathetic failure in martial arts. He shouts at her, questioning who is failure and telling her to speak properly. She ponders that he is still a baby, so he cannot even speak well. She ponders. That does not mean that she needs to explain it so he can understand. She shows him the ink pen and asks if he wants to try it again. He leaves, mentioning that he will let it slide just for today and they will see about it later. She tells him that whether he wants to try it or not, that is up to him. She wonders why was she so afraid of her family in her past life. She is aware that they say being good will give you opportunities. She thinks that they might as well say give me a break. She's aware that from now on she will create her own path. She is aware that she will dedicate her whole life to revenge. She doesn't mind ruining her life for revenge. She is aware that it is a stupid idea, and the best revenge she can take is to live well. To show off in front of her enemies who wants her to be unhappy. She is aware that she needs to find her own way first and take full-fledged revenge later. She knows that she has to get out of here first. She knows that if she runs away clumsily, she will be caught quickly. She needs the power of being stronger than her father, the King Allegro. Come to think of it, she wonders if there really is a banquet which is being held in Red Dragon. She wonders, was not that a legendary place? She heard that there is a banquet in Red Dragon. She puts her whole mind into it as she thinks about a banquet held at this time in her past life. Certainly it comes to her mind as she realizes it is finding the bride of Prince Red Dragon. They held a ball and picked a bride. And the Principality of Rim Dragon is a country ruled by dragon blood. She heard that the Great Duke has a bad relationship with Allegro, and his personality is violent and scary. She is aware that it meets the conditions that she wants. Come to think of it, she realizes that the arranged marriage partner was from Allegro. At the ball, Whittaker took her as a servant as a courtesy, and she was the one who saw that. A woman yells that she was taken advantage of. The people in that family thought it was okay because they married a girl of royal blood, and they did not matter who the bride was. The Red Dragon clan is a clan that is close to gods and cannot easily take root in the human world. But 300 years ago, they formed an alliance with humans to defeat their enemies. It was to free them from the devils if they were to help them. One of the promises they made at that time was marriage. The direct descendants of the Red Dragon bloodline have arranged marriages with the three Lord bloodlines. If they do not keep that promise, they will be stranded in the human world. The people of Red Dragon kept their last promise through this wedding engagement, and leave for the world of the gods. In the letter, they had mentioned that they are leaving for a world of eternal happiness and sent a divorce letter. After a rough divorce of the bride, she yelled that they put her in a separate house and no one came to find her. She was alone for over 10 years. The food was top-notch at every meal, and there were hundreds of clothes, but everyone neglected her. She has never even seen the groom's face. She yells that she will prepare a lawsuit. She wonders if not at a honey bucket, before thinking that it is totally a honey bucket. She was fed well, taken care of, and then she says that she is not interested. They even gave her a place to stay. Our protagonist knows that if it were her, she would live 10 more lives like that. She thinks that she said her fiancé's position was terrible and ponders that it is hers now. Suddenly she flinches as someone yells that the prince broke everything because of her and asks her how dare she touch the prince. A man yells at her and tells her that she will get no food for a while. She ponders that if she wants to get out of here, she has to get rid of that guy first. He is Lido, a guard who hit her, harassed her, and laughed at her when he was bored. He calls her a stupid and asks her how dare she not answer him. She ponders that he is the stupid one. She thinks that perhaps because he has a lot of worries at home, he blindly believes in superstitions. He is a gambling fanatic, and he is crazy about investing, but he has no insight. Then he fell and became even more unhappy. She smirks as she's aware what she has to do to make things easier. He asks her what she's laughing at, mentioning that she is making him feel bad. She asks him if something is going bad at home. He flinches as he questions. What does she mean? She tells him that she is aware of everything. She tells him that she knows his mother is sick and there is a blue dot this time. He is shocked as he questions how could she know. She points at him as she tells him to change the doctor, mentioning that is a poor quack. She states that he has to go to the temple to cure the diseases, as a result of step-by-step efforts. She tells him that all the stocks that he bought are trash and he should just buy what she says. Also telling him that if he goes to a place like a rice track, he will be in big trouble. She tells him this is the way she knows everything. The big success, he is pleased as he calls her a princess, asking her what is next. He tells her that the stocks she recommended last time have risen 30 times. He asks her if she's not cold. Also telling her that just like she said, he did not even open his mouth outside. She thinks that he was even more stupid than she remembered. He believed something like that. She is aware that it looks like it is ready, so she should give it a final blow. She tells him what can she do because she feels sorry for him. He nervously asks her what is she saying all of a sudden. She tells him that she feels so sorry for him as there is not much time now left. He is shocked as he asks her what does she mean. She states that he is about to die, and it is not that there is no way, it is done. He asks her if there is not even a single way. He tells her if there is a way then please she should let him know as he cries. She tells him that there is only one way to save him, which is a dragon flower that grows wild in Red Dragon. She states that if she does not pick it up by herself and put it in his mouth, and he will die. He mentions that it is too big of a deal because if the princess is caught leaving the castle, he will be dead. She states that he should not do it if he does not like that. She will be sad if he dies, but she cannot help him. She turns around as he asks her if he is really going to die if he does not do that. She mentions this is what she is saying. He responds that he understands as he mentions that if he dies this way or that way he will risk his life. She tells him to go get some decent clothes from outside as if she walks around in rags she will be noticed. She asks him to go and get the dress, get the transportation, and she's coming. She runs as she's lost of breath, she pants and wonders if dragons just like humans dislike wearing dirty clothes. She's glad that she has finally arrived at the Rendragon fortress, not forgetting to punish the Vil. After deceiving the prison guard Roto, she barely made it this far. Even though Roto realized that he was deceived by her and is chasing her now, she finds Li Jin truly irresistible. She's aware that it seems like the engagement is about to begin. A man states Iruga de Rendragon, the courtier of the Rendragon fortress. She questions to herself, does that mean they won't even reveal their appearances? The man states that for those who wish to become the fiancé of the courtier, they can propose marriage conditions to the Rendragon fortress. In her previous life, Matara was the bride of a prince, however her carriage wheel broke, and she arrived at the ball late, but thanks to that horse she was able to pass the audition. She thinks that if it means to die, she will die, and if it means to live, she will unquestionably submit and obey. She knows therefore she must present these conditions before Matara arrives. A woman mentions that divorce is possible anytime. It's even possible with the minimum alimony, so they should choose right away. One states that they have a gold mine in their house. One states that she is the close relative of Duke Fuller. Both of them are disqualified. One states that swordmasters have emerged in their family for generations, but they're also disqualified. She's aware that it is finally her turn. She mentions that pull herself together, as when they grow up divorce is possible anytime. She is passed as she smirks, knowing that the courtier really does not care about anyone. She's so happy to know that she is passed. She dreams of having 3 meals a day. She wonders if that dream is coming true right before her eyes. She stands next to the man as he announces that the person who will become the courtier's fiancé is Céphile d'Allegro. A woman yells questions if that thing is even possible. The woman asks the courtier to speak up, asking why someone like her was chosen, asking the courtier to at least reveal their face. The man asks the woman to calm down, informing her that a common human cannot demand answers from superior races. The woman asks if he even understands their dedication. Stating that they have prepared their whole lives for today, the woman points at our protagonist, mentioning that from the beginning someone like her has no place in the Allegro royal family. Our protagonist is aware that woman is a princess. The woman seems very frustrated as she questions where did she lie. She asks if the person is going to take the responsibility for the lives of the children here, asking that she is stealing that too, and questions if she is aware of that. Céphile ponders that this person is Matara's mom. She takes a step forward before she slips and falls on something. She wonders, what is this messy thing? His Duke stares at her. It is mentioned that those born between dragons and humans are called half-breeds. Half-breeds boast celestial beauty, and in their early years, they usually have the appearance of ordinary humans. But once they become a holy dragon, they can alternate between the appearance of humans and dragons. It is said that the physical and mental growth rate of half-breeds is more than twice as fast as that of humans until they reach adulthood. His Duke asks her if she is his fiancée. He mentions that he thought she would easily agree to the divorce, so he chose her. But he states that he really made the right choice. She gently brushes as she wonders if that is her fiancé, finding him way too beautiful. Who does the woman that if seeing his face is her wish, then so he will grant it. He removes the cover and appears in front of her and questions if she asked for the reason. He states that he has chosen his bride. Questioning what explanation should he give to them. He commands his animal to take the tongue of the loudest woman today as an example. The animal runs towards her as our protagonist is shocked. She wonders if no one is going to stop that, and if the animal is really going to kill her. She is aware that it cannot be done as this woman is Matara's mother, knowing that Matara was the real bride, and because of her she cannot die. Céphile covers the woman and stands in front of her. His Duke mentions that upon closer inspection, it is even more absurd. Céphile ponders that it's too scary, but she should still protect Matara's mother. But she's also worried as she wonders what if her qualification gets cancelled because of this. She thinks that just now he said that he is really on her side. She is aware that she dislikes anything painful. All she wanted was to be happy, and all she wanted was to be loved. But somehow she is angry for taking someone else's seat. Tears falls down her eyes as she tells him that she is ugly, even though she came here to be happy. His Duke looks at her for a while before she trembles and ponders, mentioning that something awful is happening. The animal launches for an attack as she realizes it is the limit now. She gently opens her eyes as the assistant tells that she finally woke up. She ponders that it turns out that she is still alive. She asks for that person as the assistant questions. Who is she talking about? She asks about the person who was bitten at the banquet earlier, questioning if she died. The assistant tells her that she did not die, as a person can live even with one arm and one leg. She is shocked as the assistant states that it is truly astonishing. Someone who dared to confront the courtier managed to survive. At another time, the black would have undoubtedly ended her breath. The assistant continues that perhaps he was nervous because there were many people. She wonders that the employees here are crazy as well. She's aware that she has obtained the information about Rendragon. She asked the assistant if she really passed, and the assistant responds that she indeed passed. She thinks about all the delicious food as she wonders if she can continue staying here. The assistant suddenly states that there is one final procedure remaining. Her dreams are shattered as she realizes there's another procedure. The assistant tells her that when she entered, she passed the simplified bloodline test that discerns magic. Her entrance seems suspicious, so the courtier has ordered an interrogation. The assistant tells her that it is a formal procedure, so it will be done quickly. The assistant asks if she's okay with this. A snake approaches her as the assistant questions if the adults told her to do something bad here, mentioning that she has to answer well, and if she lies then the snake will. Before she states that she came here because she was curious, she mentions that her family locked her up and beat her. They said that she was cursed. The assistant mentions that they will not ask her any more questions, further mentioning that they will draw a little blood for the bloodline test. The snake gently bites her as she looks away. The blood of the Allegro royal family is confirmed. The assistant tells her that it is all finished now, and she should enjoy a delicious meal and take a rest. She wonders if it is ending like this. She asks the assistant if they are really not going to ask her any more questions. The assistant asks if she's curious about the dowry or the marriage process and procedures. She responds that she is. The assistant tells her that she does not need to worry about the dowry, and she can also disregard the other details. The assistant continues that whatever the lower rank royal family says does not matter, as their Rendragon fortress is the strongest after all. She's aware that she is treating the Allegro royal family, which ruined her life, like a neighborhood puppy. She thanks the assistant for the examination, mentioning that the assistant is very kind and capable snake. She ponders that their side snake is a snake, and from today she is loyal to Red Dragon. She decides to love Rendragon from now on. The assistant orders the maids to bring the princess as she might be tired, so they should carry her to the annex. The maids respond that they understand. Our protagonist thinks that they look like twins, incredibly similar to each other. The maid addresses her as the little miss and asks if they should move. Cephiel is amazed as she's being addressed with such a noble title. Afterwards, Cepheus, she ate to her heart's content, took a fluffy bath, and fell asleep warmly. But she is still a bit worried as she wonders if it is okay like this. She goes to the butler and asks her when will she get married. The butler questions if their little princess wants to get married quickly. She shows her desperation. She wonders what will she do if he finds another wife later. She thinks that they will make her pay for what she has worn and eaten. And on top of that, she is aware that she must erase her name from this family record as soon as possible. The butler asks her why does she want to get married so quickly, questioning isn't she scared of the crown prince. She wonders why is the butler asking her such a thing. She also thinks if the crown prince ordered him to ask. Under a state of course he was scary, but she cannot say such a thing at all. She clenches her face as she mentions that he was very handsome. The butler asks her if by any chance did she support the crown prince because she knew he is very handsome. She flinches as she mentions that she heard about it, that dragons are handsome, and she likes pretty faces. The butler responds, "So that is how it is." The butler gets down on one knee as he mentions that if he conveys her recent words to the crown prince, he will be pleased. She asks him why would he bother himself doing that. She states that guys knows they're handsome without being told, telling him that he does not have to say it. The butler laughs. After a while, the butler comes into the room as he tells the crown prince that he chose really well. The crown prince finds him very noisy. The butler is very excited as he states that a truly amusing person has come to the royal family as a bride. The crown prince repeats that he has said it is very noisy. The butler mentions that the little princess has an impressive sense of aesthetics, and she's only 5 and already wants to get married. The crown prince states that little girl only needs his name. He's aware that once he come of age, when the time comes, their family will leave this world. The butler calls out to him and asks if he has anything to say about the little lady's treatment. The crown prince responds that he should follow father's orders and make sure to give her plenty of food as she looked like a very skinny raccoon. The butler laughs as he tells the butler to stop laughing and go back to work. After the final verification, the residence given to her was a detached house. Although it was a well-built structure with old furniture and worn curtains, even the creaking floor could not hide the signs of aging. "This place is embraced by the marks of time," was the location provided by the duke's family for the bride. It was at a distance from the main house, surrounded by quiet forest. She thinks that to the noble ice of Matara, who had noble blood running through her veins, it must have felt lacking. She's aware that to her, this place was nothing short of paradise. Even the maids brought entertainment, or so they said. She wonders if she should give this a proper try. Her revengeance list to determine the rankings of those who need revenge. She wonders if they should call this list the Death Note. She is aware that honestly, there are too many names to put in order, but she is aware that she will do her best. She's aware that everyone should wait as she will take revenge thoroughly, so they should just be patient. She suddenly flinches as the maid asks her if she would like to take a stroll in the garden. She responds all right and yes, they should go. She thinks that being able to play around here all day is so great. After having fun all day, she can take off refreshing bath in the fragrant tub, and then roll around to her heart's content on the nice bedding. The maid tells her that getting cleaned up and putting on new clothes, she must be feeling great. She is aware that in prison she could only watch every 2 weeks. She tells them that she does not smell bad anymore. Does she? The maid responds of course she doesn't. She thanks them for cleaning her up. The maid tells her that it is time for bed now. They take her to her bed as she states that she loves it here. She peacefully closes her eyes as she ponders that she would like to keep on living here. The maids seem to have a worried expression on their faces. A new day begins as she is still sleeping. She hears the maids talking with the butler mentioning that they feel sorry for her. She wonders what are they talking about. She realizes that they are talking about her. They continue to mention that they do not care about human circumstances. They state that education at an early age is important given the current situation. They do not think that her parents will send her a private tutor. They do not have any expectations, and there is no other solution yet as well. She realizes this is how her situation appears to others, which makes her feel weird for some reason. The maid mentions that young master is quite mean. He is aware about the relationship between their family and the Allegro royal family, and yet he chose that girl. The butler states, "But thanks to him our very cute person came to them." The maid responds that is also true. She hopes that Sefiel wins the hearts of the servants. The butler mentions that he is concerned because their servants are different from human servants. He assures that she may be young, but she is very smart and questions cannot they look forward to what will happen in the future. The maid responds that he looks way too comfortable when the child's life is at stake. She tells him that Sefiel is way too young, it would be a big problem if someone died like before. She is listening to their conversation as she hides behind a door. The maid notices her and asks her if she slept well. She is aware that the servants here seem friendly, unlike people there. She wonders what should she do because she is feeling so emotional. She is aware that she might end up crying. She tells herself do not worry because she is now an evil civilian, so she will be able to adapt quickly. First, she decides to avoid the dragons and improve their relationship with the servants. Somewhere else, someone questions 5 years. That is the same age as the young master. The other states that it is not the same as the young master is 12 dragon, so he was already able to communicate when he was 2 years old. They think that it would be better to say that a pure-blooded person truly came and lived here for a long time. The major duchy was always surrounded by many rumors. Gold falls from the sky instead of rain. There's a room full of human heads collected by dragons. Most of them are false rumors, but there was a real rumor. Dragon servants are not human. The man questions is necessary to say hello. He is the last werewolf in the world. He is known as Gale. The woman mentions that it is just a configurable action. The bride was randomly selected because of the agreement with humans. She is a mixed race of elves known as Leif. According to prom security guards, she heard that the girl who came looked like a very poor person after all. Questioning. After all, can a princess of a country do anything? She is the master's fiancée. Both servants and guards must take care of her and treat her kindly. She greets them as they are astonished by her beauty. She ponders that they say he came like a beggar. Both of them find her way too beautiful. They introduce themselves as the soldiers of the Grand Duke's family, mentioning that they guard this forest to prevent the entry of anyone who might harm the Grand Duke's family. She wonders someone who would harm the Grand Duke's family. She's aware that, come to think of it, the lottery guy might still be around. Before she is sure that he will still be around and realizes that if he catches her after she escapes, she might be executed. However, she takes a look at the soldiers and realizes that because the soldiers here seem so strong, there's no need to worry about security. She finds it very reassuring. The Crown Prince states that it looks like it is going to rain. The butler tells him that even if it does not, he has prepared anything because it looks like he is going hunting. He also states that her lady stays in the separate building, and she was also very popular among servants. The Grand Prince states that it seems like everyone is very interested in the raccoon. The butler states that her lady looks like a cute raccoon hugging her food. He also mentions that her hair is white but her eyelashes are black. His Crown Prince states that it seems like the butler has also fallen hard for that raccoon. The butler mentions that if it gets dark, she will become as beautiful as a silver fox. His Crown Prince asks if that is true. He ponders that if they survive safely until then, that is all needed. He tells the butler that he feels bad on rainy days, so the butler should go and tell everyone to not go out as he wants to hunt properly, because he will shoot everything that moves in front of him. It is raining heavily outside as Seafiel is sleeping. She is feeling thirsty as she gets up looking for water. She wonders if there is no one here. She decides to go and sleep in the living room. She tries to switch on the light, but it does not switch on. She remembers the maid words that sometimes a magic light goes off, and that time she should not be afraid as it will be fine in a few hours. She wonders why knows that the case as she is walking with the help of the wall. She tells herself to not be afraid as they are in the Duchy of Red Dragon, so she will be safe. She turns around as she realizes that first she has to go back to her room. Suddenly, lightning strikes as a shadow appears in front of her, causing her to be shocked. She realizes that she just saw a shadow that looked like a human and wonders if it could be that man. She is afraid as she decides to go to the main building. As there must be someone there, she trembles in fear as she wonders that what if she enters without permission and get caught, she will get scolded. She decides to hide well until the rain stops. She is aware that the servants are all nice, so even if they scold her, they will not hit her. She goes out in the rain as she thinks that if they catch her, she should be honest and apologize. She knows that she can clearly see the main building in front of her, but she cannot get any closer. She wonders what is going on. Suddenly, her attention turns sideways as she notices an American wolf. She wonders what should she do when she encounter a wild animal. The animal launches for an attack as she closes her eyes in fear, knowing that he will eat her. Before that, the crown prince points the arrow at the wolf and attacks it. Seafiel is shocked as she wonders what just happened. She cannot understand the situation at all. She tries to think that it was raining and the lights were out, so she was walking towards the main building when suddenly a wolf appeared. She turns around to find the crown prince standing. She notices that his eyes are strange. She wonders if it is possible that he does not know her. He steps towards her, as he mentions that the last prey came to kill him personally. He mentions it's not a coyote, but a raccoon as he takes out his sword. Back inside the mansion, he mentions that he almost shot her because he thought it was a game and asks the maid how do they all work here. The butler tells His Highness to not be too scared as Seafiel is surprised because she is still young. She pouts as she wonders is not he and she the same age. They both share a fiery glance with each other as His Highness asks the butler how does he usually handle his prey. The butler responds that he takes off the skin and hang it. This scares her as she flinches. She realizes that if she screams, she might actually die. The crown prince asks the maid is not it her responsibility to take care of her. She states that she did negligence on duty and she should be punished. Seafiel is aware that she cannot let her get hurt because of her. She grabs the crown prince and asks him to forgive her, mentioning that she snuck out alone. He asks her why did she do that. She tells him that she wanted to see before he asks her what. She tells him that she missed him. He clenches his fist. He asks her, and she asks him when are they getting married. He is dumbfounded as he asks her if she's here to argue that he will not marry her. She tells him that he said they were getting married, and he picked her as tears are in her eyes. She yells at him to take responsibility. The butler ponders that she has really brightened up her face, and it seems like she does not care about her personality. The crown prince states that he thought she was a funny raccoon, but now he sees that she is actually a crazy raccoon. He asks what on earth does she want from him. She ponders. Of course. All she wants is his family register that will help her escape from her damned family. The maid tells her that if she was curious about that, she should have told them. She questions if she knows how worried they were when she suddenly disappeared. Her eyes get teary as she hugs her. The other maid asks her if that is why she was impatient, if she's afraid that his crown prince will not marry her. The butler states that her lady truly follows His Highness. She ponders that she does not like him. The butler asks, she is young, is not she? And children likes to stand out. Apparently His Highness is 12 young person, which is why he has a striking appearance. His crown prince asks if she likes him that much. She tells him that she loves him so much. He questions. Then why is she crying? She should smile instead. She ponders that it is because of him that she cannot smile and wonders if he has no conscience. The maid asks how can he get her back on track. Her lady loves splashing in the water. She also plays ball without even noticing the time passing. She loves sweets and she specially enjoys it when the maid pats her head. The butler tells the crown prince that he has to comfort her. His crown prince extends his hand as he pats her on the head. He tells her that he will just let it go, but if she does this again, she will truly die at the hands of his father. He tells the maid to take her and comfort her. The maid questions in what way before he mentions that is all he said. He states that she should execute everything and Reporch ponders that His Highness is such a nasty kid to torment people in such a way. She thinks that the hectic plan to soothe Seafiel has passed. Midnight bath, dawn, playtime, cocoa and chocolate chips before bed. She yells that she will definitely get her revenge. The maid tells her that about what happened today she covered for them did not she and thanks her. She responds that there is no need to thank her as it was her fault anyway. She asks if he is that scary as in the end he is just a kid. The maid states that there is nothing to be scared of as to them he's like a god. All of his clan in this castle are like that. He's like a superior species, she mentions, but his personality seems the lowest. The maid asks her to please understand. The maid states that even though the young duke is the same age as her, he is taller and speaks like an adult. He is the half-dragons. They have what is completely different from normal humans. Abnormally fast growth rates put a strain on their bodies and minds. I often get sick naturally. Some senses that should develop do not. For example, social skills, as well as empathy. She wonders what does it mean like to not have developed senses. Listening to Marie, she is aware that it seems a bit painful. She suddenly wonders who is worrying about whom. She thinks who cares, as the marriage is just a formality anyway, as she will be leaving this world somehow. She wonders if the maids will leave with her. She does not really want that. Asks that if the Grand Duke's house steps appears, will both of them leave too? They responded that if they have to leave, then she should learn a lot and become strong enough to protect herself. Mentions that it is still just a precaution. The maid tells her that she should go to sleep now. She also states that they will wash over her so she does not have skinny dreams, and they will be by her side to guard her. The maid tells her to just think about happy thoughts for now. As she sleeps, she ponders that it is not just a what if, it is actually going to happen. She wishes for them to promise that they will not leave. The morning begins as she covers her ears, wondering why is it so noisy this morning. Aware that she cannot take any more. The maid asks her if she slept well, as she mentions that. Does it seem that she slept well? The maid tells her that there is some really good news for her, as she has an excited expression on her face. It turns out that the Grand Prince pitied her, and even before the Grand Duke family arrives, she is allowed to stay in the main building. She is shocked as she yells. What did she say? She is told to come down as she calls out to the maid, mentioning that she thinks she should stay meetings, that because the Grand Duke or his family might return someday. And if they find out that she stayed in the main capital, she will be kicked out immediately. The maid asks if she even thought about that. The maid tells her to not worry, as they will not return for years once they leave the house. The maid also states that even if they return, just as she said, it is not too late to move back to the annex. She wonders why is Barry so clueless today? She wishes for the maid to look into her eyes and wonders if she still does not understand. She wonders, does not the maid see what those sparkling eyes means? The maid is confused before Sealeaf gets down in disappointment, questioning her if this is what life is supposed to be. The maid asks her to come with her now as she shows her her new room. Her new room is very beautiful, as she ponders that she has never seen such a nice room. She asks the maid if this is really her room. The maid tells her yes, indeed this is her room, and in this large mansion she is the only girl child. She falls onto the bed as she ponders that staying in this main building might not be too bad. She thinks that when she lay on the linen bed, she thought it was the best experience of her life. But now she has to experience a silk bed. She thinks that even though the servants of this house move freely, they would not just give away such a nice room. She's aware that it means someone with power has offered this room, and the person in power is a member of the Grand Duke's family. She thinks that the Crown Prince is not as bad as she thought he was. His Crown Prince is here, as she notices that he came with Mary as well. She says hi to him as he responds, "Hello." She ponders that he is being really friendly today and wonders if he is pretending that yesterday did not happen. She notices a teddy bear on his hand as she wonders what is that. The maid is excited as she mentions that his Crown Prince must have prepared a gift for her. It is a raccoon plushie. He calls out to her as she tells her that it is a raccoon plushie that looks just like her. He asks her what does she think about it. She wonders that it is pretty cute. She tries to act cool as she tells him it is not that bad. He suddenly squeezes the raccoon plushie with his hands as he asks her to watch. He tells her that if she behaves like now, she can be a cozy and cute raccoon, but if she goes against his father or grandfather's wishes, she might end up like this. He asks if she understands what he means. She is taken aback by his behavior as she wonders what is he trying to do.